The little sister grows up. Raina had always admired Dominic from the time she was in elementary school. He was her older brother, Lester's best friend, the boy who would come over to their house, help her with homework, and flash that warm, easygoing smile that made her heart race. Dominic was kind, patient, and hardworking, juggling school and a part-time job to support his family after his father's sudden passing. To Raina, he was more than just her brother's friend. He was a hero. But to Dominic, Raina was just Lester's kid sister, the girl he tutored in math between his shifts at the fast food place. He had no idea that the shy girl who sat beside him at the kitchen table was harboring a huge crush on him. And why would he? She was just a little kid, and he was focused on bigger problems, keeping his grades up and securing a scholarship that would get him and his mother out of their financial struggles. Time passed, and Dominic did just that. He earned a full scholarship to a university in the city, moving away to pursue his dreams. Though they said their goodbyes, Raina could never quite shake the feelings she had for him. Even as she grew older, Dominic remained lodged in her heart, an ideal she couldn't let go of. Years later, when it was time for Raina to choose a college, she didn't hesitate. She applied to the same university Dominic had attended, determined to see him again. It wasn't a coincidence when they bumped into each other near campus one day. Raina had carefully planned it, having kept tabs on his whereabouts through her brother. Dominic was surprised to see her all grown up, no longer the little girl with the ponytails and wide eyes, but a confident young woman. He suggested they grab coffee sometime, and Raina's heart soared. Her plan was working. As weeks passed, they started hanging out more frequently. Dominic, now working in the city, enjoyed Raina's company. He found himself more and more impressed with the woman she had become. Smart, funny, and determined. She had a quiet strength about her, one that he hadn't seen before. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, Dominic's perspective began to shift. The little sister of his best friend was no longer a child in his eyes, and the more time they spent together, the more he began to feel something unfamiliar, something that wasn't just friendly. It wasn't long before it hit him. He liked her, not as Lester's little sister, but as a woman in her own right. The realization left him shaken at first, unsure how to navigate these new emotions. After all, he had always seen her as off-limits. But Raina had grown up, and so had his feelings for her. One evening, as they sat together on a bench overlooking the city skyline, Raina asked, "Do you ever think about how different things are now? Like how we've both changed?" Dominic glanced at her, her face illuminated by the glow of the streetlights, and smiled softly. "Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately." Raina's heart raced, wondering if he felt the same pull she did. She had spent years waiting for this moment, for him to see her the way she had always seen him. "I've been thinking about how I never really noticed before. How much you've changed," he said, his voice gentle but filled with meaning. He reached over and took her hand, and for the first time, it felt like more than just a friendly gesture. Raina smiled, her heart full, knowing that after all these years, Dominic finally saw her for who she really was. Not just his best friend's little sister, but a woman he could truly care for. Subscribe for daily uplifting stories, and let's fill each day with positivity and warmth.